It's showtime, baby. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Couples Lounge Show, where we do this on Saturdays at 10 o'clock Eastern, Central Standard Time. And we are excited to be in the building with you on this morning. Let me introduce myself. I am Candace. I am one half of the Couples Lounge, and this is my sexy co-host. His name is...
Baby, you always introduce me and say my name.
I don't.
Ramon. Yes, you do.
No.
Okay, well,
I don't.
Ramon. There you go, baby.
And so, yeah, that's how the show kicks off every Saturday. Just like that. But we talk about all things love, marriage, and relationships. And ain't nobody doing it like us.
Because they ain't us.
And so we hope that you enjoyed the show. If you dig what we're talking about today, if you can take something away from what we talk about today, what we're going to need you to do, or maybe you just vibe with our energy, we're going to need you to like it. We're going to need you to share it. And we're going to need you to subscribe if you are on YouTube. We're trying to get the followers up to 10,000 by December 31st, 2023. So we need to start promoting that and letting y'all know what the vision and the goal is. Because marriage is in a state of emergency. And so we need to be getting the word out to as many couples, individuals that's thinking about marriage. We need to be getting the word out. So y'all make sure y'all tell somebody about the Couples Lounge on today. Quick announcement, this show is brought to you by We Will Win Life Coaching and Consulting, where we change people's lives individually and in relationships. You don't have to do it alone. So stop settling for less and strive for the best. And so it's showtime. Oh, let me go to the comments. Oh, am I on the comments? I think I am on the comments. All right. So when y'all join in, check in, all right? And if this is your first time, also, our community, those that rock with us, are very live in the comments section. So feel free to post. Tell us what you agree, don't agree, what's your viewpoint. So this is a variety show, but I still wanted to title it The Power of Truth, the Power of Love, because I believe that's what we're going to talk about on today. So let's rock and roll. I'm going to let you go up first because I just feel like my half is going to can be a show in itself.
What you mean your half could be a show in itself?
Well, some of my questions and the things that I want to ask and discuss can be a show in itself. Okay. Once we get forward.
I got something for you. Define for a woman. This is strictly for a woman. So
help me, Holy Spirit.
This is only for a woman or for the women. What is intimacy? What is that? What does that look like in a marriage? What up, Miss Gray? Growing with Gray, Vanessa. What does intimacy look like? Good, healthy intimacy look like for a woman?
I think for women, intimacy is being able to connect with you on a deeper level. It's not surface. Intimacy is that, for me, just being able to come and talk and share with you is an intimate moment. Whether it's sharing my heart.
Ladies, I want y'all to answer that in the inbox. In the comment section. I'm sorry, baby. Look at how you looking at. What is intimacy for a woman?
That
what
ain't
does it look like?
Interrupting me ain't. Intimacy is just sitting with you, cuddling. Anything where I can connect with you, like connect our spirits.
So sex is it? Or is it?
I think it's a part of it, but I also feel like for me, sex is its own category because we can be
intimate. That means no.
We can be intimate without sex. I can connect with you without sex. So I think sex is a part of it, but for me, it's not the the holy grail, as they would say. So intimacy with me is connecting with your heart, and you connecting with my heart. Us connecting together is what intimacy look like. Your attention to me. So if I'm talking to you, you're in. You're not on your phone. You're not distracted. Like you are really caring or seeming to be caring about what I am saying. So into me see. So when you can see my heart, when you can see into me, and you take like interest.
Do you think most men struggle with it? Giving that, in other words, struggle giving it.
Most men that are not into their woman.
Wait.
Or most men that are.
So if a man is struggling giving it, you're saying he's not into his woman?
Well, I mean, on that level, like he's connected with her. I think a man that is really connected with his woman is able to provide her intimacy, and maybe even connected with himself first, like on that level, like intimate with himself. But for the average man, is the average man that connected to his woman?
You tell me.
I don't know. Is the average man connected to his woman?
I'm gonna give us the benefit of the doubt and say yes.
Well, he don't have no other outside influence, because if you got
outside,
another woman, a side chick, other things that get you out. Yeah, because that will prevent you from being intimate with your wife or with your girl if you are entertaining outside things. I cannot be that into you.
But you can
when
entertain outside things without it being another person.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah. Other things that you put in front of your woman. Yeah, absolutely believe that.
Okay.
Yeah. I told you my half is gonna be my half.
That's picky, babe.
Go up next. No, I'm telling you, once we get on mine, it will be it take its own.
Won't.
Baby, would you flow with me? Flow with me. And I'm not trying to be on here going back and forth with you. Why?
I just want to piggy. Okay, I'm sorry. Babe.
Okay, that's okay. Yes, a deeper level with someone you care about. I agree with you. Connecting with someone you love is not all about sex.
Okay, another one. Why, Forrest? I'm only speaking about women, or for the woman. Women, the woman.
You trying to understand some things this morning?
Yeah. That's what I want you to speak on. And I didn't want to say that because I didn't want you to make every question about for the men. I didn't want that, so I just didn't tell you. Okay.
So you just came with our women's statement. Okay, come on.
Okay,
come on.
What is the number one? Or give me the top 3 complaints when you work with your clients that women have in their marriage pertaining to their husband.
I won't even say
okay. Yeah. Men should know top 3 complaints that women have in their marriage or seriously committed relationships. What are some? If you had to sum them up in 3, what would be 3 things that women complain about or discuss the most?
Not being heard.
Not being heard. Explain that. You can't just say that and leave it like that.
I would not being heard, where she is talking to him and it feels like it's not being received. It's like it's in the moment, but you're not hearing. You're listening to what I'm saying, but you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. You can, or if it might be the other way around. I can hear the words that are coming out of your mouth, but I'm really not listening to what you are saying. And
communication.
Yeah, communication. Because it'll feel like I'm talking to you, I'm expressing, I'm telling you what I need, I'm telling you what I want, what I desire. And either you are coming back at me with harshness or not wanting to listen, or you're not changing, or you don't want to see what I'm saying, like just a refusal to see what I'm saying. So I'm going to say definitely communication. And when the communication is off, it can feel like it's not, the love isn't there. Like I know he loved me, but do I really know if he loved me? Do I really know he loved me?
Dang,
You know, so when the communication is off, there could be a sense of, does he really love me? He said, but does he really do it? So I would say the next one will be not feeling loved by her significant other.
Hey, and see, that's not surprising. Y'all need to talk. The desire to talk, to be talked to. I mean, everybody does, but I think a woman is more so than a man. So I definitely could see that. I definitely could see that.
And I would say the third one, what came up for me is, in a roundabout way, it's herself. So it's not really a complaint against the man. It's not realizing that she doesn't know herself, realizing that she's accepting things that now her mind is awakening to, like, why am I accepting this, or why am I accepting that? So she's now on a self-discovery. And a lot of times relationships, the women that I work with individually, that relationship has pushed her into coaching, because now she's discovering, I've been putting up with some things.
Why? Okay, let's inject this. Why do you think so many women are getting into coaching now? Counseling, coaching. I think more and more women is getting into it, accepting it, using it to help themselves. Why do you think so many women are getting into coaching now, seeking coaching now?
I think that was the beautiful thing about COVID. COVID allowed everybody to sit with themselves, sit in their experiences, sit in their households where we was running. We could run before COVID. Oh, I don't want to be at home. Boom, I'm gonna be out here in the streets. Or I don't want to deal with this, so I go out and I do we were able to escape outside of the home. But COVID made us sit with ourselves, sit with your significant other or your spouse, sit with it. And in that, these awarenesses, if you were present, you were able to start seeing some things that, I don't like that, or I want to change that, or I've been putting up with this. Like, it was like, okay, you become aware. And so I just believe people now know it's okay to be the better version of myself. It's okay to heal. It's okay to look at the things, the patterns and the things, the mindsets that are no longer working for me, and I desire to change it, because either I want to be or attract a husband, or I want to shift what's in my relationship or in my marriage, or I really want to shift what's in my life. And shifting what's in your life starts with you.
So you think COVID helped push women into coaching?
I think COVID helped push not just women. It is more black men that are getting help as well, and that's so beautiful to see. You know, I can see it with the shows that come on, that the producers are pushing that, to put that on camera, that black men are on there saying, I went to coaching, or I got counseling and it helped me. So I think it helped everybody. I really think it helped everybody. Absolutely.
As a school counselor during the day, working with children, seeing all things coming with the kids, the hurt, the anger, whatever, everything dealing with the kids, what do you wish most parents knew about how important their relationship is, or their interaction amongst their spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, that's affecting their kids?
I would say this. What I would want adults to know, the whole reason I decided to resign from education and start working strictly, one of the reasons, start strictly working with adults, is that we impact our kids. So when we ain't our best self, we pour that into our kids. Whatever that is, we pour it into our kids. So if we don't get healed, the stuff from our childhood, now becomes our kids' issues and that they have to heal from. And if they don't break the pattern and heal, their kids are going to have to heal. So when you talk to kids, I can just see the patterns. I can see the mindsets of parents and how parents' way of being and doing stuff is impacting their kids. So as adults, we got to be willing to look at ourselves. And a lot of times our kids, but that's once you get to a place of wanting to be aware, wanting to grow, wanting to learn, wanting to be better, you will start seeing things differently. And so our kids will talk to us about the things that we need to change within us. But a lot of times parents downplay or do not take into consideration the things that their kids are saying. I think I was reading the In Touch, and it was saying, but I think I also heard TD Jakes say it too, is the message can come through anybody. God can send the message through anybody. You can have a 14-year-old who is spiritually connected to God and a 75-year-old who is not. And that 14-year-old has more wisdom and can teach that 75-year-old something. So we can't get caught up in the age of the messenger. You gotta, when you hear it, you gotta be asking God, like, is that what you're really trying to show me? What they said? And maybe it's not. But if it is something God is trying to get to you, you're gonna hear it through more than one person. And I think kids have a very pure way of looking at life. So they are, because we are feeling things when we're little. It ain't really logical just yet until we like about 13 is when our brain is starting to kick on between 11, 12, 13. So anything before that, they feeling it. So if you have a little kid telling you, you mean, what you gonna do with that? Ain't nobody mean. You just don't want nobody telling you nothing. No, you mean, dog. You mean. And you need to look at that, because you can correct people without being harsh. You can correct people and be firm and it still feel like love. And so that's what I would say in regards to that. So thank y'all for tuning in. So it's about time where I think for as my questions, just because I think it's gonna cause us to go on and on and on. Truth, the power of truth, and the power of love. We got to have both of them in a relationship. If you don't have both of them, one of them, it's going to be off balance. It's going to be off balance. So the power of truth in a marriage is that we see each other. We see things within each other, the sins, the good, all of that. So in your truth, I ask you this, because no, I'm not going to ask that, because we've talked about that numerous of times. When it comes to the truth, how much should your spouse's opinion matter?
A lot, but maybe I'm confused on the question. How much?
When you're giving me your opinion of me.
Oh, okay.
Of me.
I'm giving you my opinion about you.
You.
Okay.
How much does that really matter in a relationship? To what magnitude, I guess I'm asking you.
It should matter a lot. Especially if we're married, happily married, or seeking to be happily married. I see things that you don't see, that you're saying, that you're doing, how you acting, how you moving, and you may not be aware of it. So you should very well take in consideration my opinion, especially if you know it's coming from a loving place. But
what if it don't feel like it's coming from a loving place? Or
it may not feel like it, and that's okay. But if you know, here's what I mean. Yes. Yes, because if, let's say, we're in a disagreement, or you passionately disagree with what I'm saying, how you're showing up, It may not feel loving to you. It may seem like an attack. And it may not be, because I'm literally speaking the truth, telling you something that you don't want to hear, that's hard to hear, that is painful to hear. Just because it's painful to hear doesn't mean it's not true. Now, it could be an attack. It could be something your spouse is poking you and just might use that moment as a situation to get at you, because that happens. Spouses attack spouses at times verbally. We all know that happens. No one is immune to it. At some point, you have done it. So a person saying it may feel not loving, or it may be like an attack. It could be, depending on your spouse, but hopefully your spouse is speaking from a loving place. And if I have your best interest at heart and I'm loving you and I'm speaking from a loving place, just because it feels hurtful or painful or an attack doesn't mean that it is. So yes, you should value my opinion just like I should value yours. No one should be more important to us besides the man above than each other. So if I should be the number one person in your life, including our kids and vice versa, how in the world is my opinion not valid or doesn't matter to, or you brush it off? Because the moment you brush your spouse's opinion off, karma is the mug. It comes back around. Don't say one word when he or she brushes yours off. That's your karma coming back. You have brushed theirs out yet? No. What we put out in the universe, we will get back. So if I'm putting that in the universe, man, what she talking about? Man, she tripped. She don't know what she said. In a nutshell, when it happens to me, I better be prepared to take my medicine when you brush and push my opinion off as well.
And I think that we got to be willing to shift out of that mindset.
What mindset?
Both people.
What mindset?
What you do to me, I'm gonna do to you.
No, I didn't say
no.
You
I'm
will.
saying brushing it off.
If it comes back,
right? But what I'm saying, because sometimes that is intentional.
Yes,
it's intentional. You didn't listen to me. I ain't gonna listen to you.
But that's on that other person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so that comes with maturity. There's a lot of immaturity or immature people. Ooh, that's a whole show. That might just be the next one. How immature we are in relationship. Despite of our age, it's a lot of immature.
That's next week.
Yeah, that definitely is next week. Yeah, that's next immaturity going on in relationships.
Yeah, man. Wow.
And so,
how immature are you?
Let's talk about the power of truth and how it can look in a marriage or relationship. It's to show you who you really are. If he should be able to be truthful to me about what he sees in me. And in that, I get to look within and I get to grow, I get to learn and get better. That's the power of truth in a marriage. Right. He's going to see things that I don't see. And that's just how it is. Even if it is me, he's going to see things that I do not see. Power of truth. I am able to change and become more better and more in my glorious state. The power of love is that it reprograms us from the hurt and things that we experienced as a kid. Let me finish right there. And so it's a healing power. How he loves me is a healing for me, and I can attest to that. I know that's one of the reasons that we ended up being together is because of how he loved, and I had not experienced anything.
Did I show you love
at the beginning? No, just
thank you for tuning in to the Couples Lounge.
Yes.
Wow.
So that is the power of truth and the power of love. Okay, go ahead.
Can you be too truthful? Is it okay to hold back the truth from your partner?
It is not okay to hold back the truth from your partner.
No matter what it is. Because you know people
I'm saying,
that goes, and I'm not speaking on the women. I'm speaking on this is literally for both. You can be too truthful. You shouldn't have told her that. Don't be too truthful. Don't tell her that. Don't tell him this. You can't.
Are you in regards to them?
Yes, in regards to them or regards to, can I be too truthful about me, about my past, about us, about you, about anything? I'm not specifically speaking about one thing. I'm saying every and anything under the sun. Is it okay to hold back the truth sometimes, or from your partner, from your spouse? We're gonna say spouse.
Ooh. Oh, let me see. I'm gonna talk through. I'm gonna talk through this one.
Keep it 100.
I really feel like this, and again, that takes a mature relationship that we can talk about any and everything, knowing that.
Because and again, I'm speaking about everything. Can you be too truthful that his mama, his grandmama, she tripping, and you don't like your grandmama, you don't like her mama? I don't like your mama, man. Your mama is. I'm talking anything. I'm not. Also, I'm talking everything under the sun.
But I
think it's one specific.
Right.
Speaking of.
I think that in that relationship,
Can you be truthful for y'all?
If you are
put it in the comments,
being truly truthful, and you decide, I think that's really something that you gotta talk to your spouse about.
You know, like, you're not answering my question, though.
I'm about to.
Oh, okay.
Is that in this relationship, we're gonna be truthful with everything, but in our truthfulness, if we hear something we don't like to hear, what measures are we going to take to address it? What measures do we say, for instance, this, you tell me something that's so truthful, then I can't hold that against you. You know what I'm saying? I can't now hold it in the bag and use it against you later on. In your truthfulness, if it's something that we got to work through, we got to be willing to work through it together. So I think it's going to be some, not boundaries, but some expectations. So I would say, I'm saying this, I would want a relationship where we can be truthful with everything, but in having things in place as to how do we move in this truth? How do we move? And so that's what I can say. But if I say on the grand scheme of things, that'll be hard for most people to honestly be truthful about everything in their marriage.
Why is it hard?
Relationship.
Why would it be hard?
It's going to take two people that are healed or are on a healing journey, because they're going to trigger you. Some stuff is going to trigger you.
So if it kind of sounds like, educate me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, that is, it kind of sounds like you're saying, if, let's say, you're not healed, if you're per se, or mature enough, then I shouldn't be 100% truthful about any and everything.
It will make it more challenging if they're not, because you will trigger them. They could make certain things.
So you're saying I shouldn't then? That's the kind of sounds like that's what you're saying, babe.
Yeah, you gotta know your significant other.
Yes or no? Is that what you're saying? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
About every single thing
under the sun.
I'm gonna tell you to be not reluctant, but I'm gonna tell you to be aware of the impact of your truth.
That ain't asking the question. I ain't gonna let you get off on it. Everything under the sun
with somebody who's not healed.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say no.
Wow.
I'm gonna say no.
That contradicts what you just said. You do know that, right? Mm-mm. Yeah. You just said we should be. I want that. You should.
But
be.
No, I said there's two different relationships though. You got this relationship these. Yes, I did. I said these two people that if we agree.
So
to
in other words, if they're not, if you feel
you're not
that
emotionally mature,
she or he is not healed, don't keep it 100% about it.
They're not going to be able to take everything you tell them. They're not going to be able to take it. They're going to make it about them. Wow. It will send them on a healing journey.
But does that make it right, what you're saying? That, in my opinion, that's wrong.
No, because you should be truthful. You should. But can your person handle the truth? What is that? What is that going to cause for your relationship? What is going to do to that person? Like, you got somebody who is emotionally broken at this time, and you keeping it a buck and 100 on what you feel and think about them. Oh, you just weak, right? And it's delivery too. you weak, you this, that will break them in that moment. In that moment, that level of truth is not
Excuses
healthy
are
for
monumental
them.
tools. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
So, is that not accurate? We're making excuses of why not to be completely honest.
No, it's just like this. If I see you are wounded right now, and I come with this level of truth,
if they ask,
am I hurting? If they ask, that's a different. That's a different ball game. Yeah. You asking for something? No. If they ask you, then yeah, absolutely be truthful. If the ask is there, yeah, that's 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all quiet. Ain't nobody tell me. Should you be completely honest? Y'all been in the comments, ladies. I see you. Should you be completely and totally honest about anything under the sun? And I mean anything. So don't think about one particular topic, because I'm talking about everything. Everything.
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby.
These are some pointers that I would, and you can jump in at any time.
Okay.
Your spouse's opinion.
Your opinion
can be a great asset,
of course,
or a terrible weapon.
Explain the terrible weapon part.
Your spouse's opinion can be an asset or a terrible weapon because your spouse knows I won't even say everything. They should know, but they know a lot of intimate details about you. So their opinion has the power to hurt you.
Of course.
Their opinion has a power to hurt you. So
a stranger opinion more times than not ain't gonna be able to hurt you. More times than not.
Right.
I don't care. I don't know you. What you? Man, shut up.
And
the one that you love and care about, the ones that you love, them the ones who opinion
matters.
Yeah, it will hurt you.
It's like everybody in the world can be telling you how amazing you are, but if you come home to a spouse that says differently and is very harsh, that is going to have a bigger impact on. You didn't make it sweet enough. Stop.
Let me stick my finger in there.
It is going to impact you a lot worse. But if this person, if my husband is saying all these great things about me, it don't matter what the world say. Because of this, that's just how, if I cannot stress it enough, the power of marriage. His comment, his perspective of me can make all that out there seems irrelevant. Like y'all are irrelevant factor because of how he looks at me and sees me.
I feel that. Miss Osby, I totally disagree. I feel you, but I disagree, if that makes sense. Women can be honest, but most men can't handle a woman's honesty. I feel that. But on the flip side, we can handle a man's honesty even if it hurts. I totally disagree. Okay. I feel that. What's your opinion on that?
You just finish answering it. You finish answering.
I did, baby. I just said.
Oh, you just agree?
I feel where she's coming from, but I don't think a woman can handle a man's honesty. If a man is completely honest, nah.
I think we're more likely to reflect on what was said. We might not agree in the moment. We might disagree for a while, but we are more. I think we are more in tune to ourselves and starting to reflect. We'll notice it when other people say it to us. So I think we're more intuitive to what is being said. Whereas a man, if we be honest with y'all, it's poo-poo, whatever. Now you don't want to hear it from us. It'll take another person, another man, telling you exactly what we said, but then now you hear it because it came from another man. So I think I was talking about this with my a friend, that men seem to not listen to their wives. They don't really listen to their kids, or they won't listen to another woman. But another man, I think that's why it's good for men to be have men in their lives that are sound godly, because men will listen to other men. They will listen to another man before they listen to a woman. That's just my belief. And I think that is why it's beneficial that men have to be mindful of who their friends are. Because what I don't know if it has to do with pride or the male bond or the male energy, where he will listen to his friend more before he will listen to his wife, for the most part. That's just a belief that I have, and that's why it's important that men be around godly men that have done their work spiritually. Because if you're around a man that constantly do dirt and he feeding this and he feeding that, it don't even have to be dirt. Just if a man says it, I believe it weighs more for another man. He would change. He will be taken into consideration.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I don't. We do listen and hear women, because you can flip it and say that goes on both parties. A man could tell his wife something, and she ain't feeling it, ain't agreeing, and then hear it from a homegirl, and like, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I guess so. That happens on both sides. That's not just me.
Women listen to men from the pulpit. Her pastor is more than likely a man. Women will listen to men. Women will listen to women. Wow. But men are less, I would say they're going to listen to a man before they listen to a woman. And heck, they don't even want to listen to men most of the time. But they just want to listen to themselves. It's all about maturity of a man. I agree. I believe this. Once a husband and a wife is on the same team, once he's open and realize he's not under attack by his wife, I definitely agree that man is open to, I'm going to listen to my wife first. I'm going to listen to my wife before I listen to any of y'all, because I know she got my back. I know my wife love me. I know my wife got my best interest at heart. She know me better than any of y'all. So yeah, my wife perspective is gonna come first. But I definitely agree. It takes a different type of man. It takes a maturity. It takes a different type of mindset. That's my belief on that. And so next week's show is gonna be fire, because we're gonna be talking about immaturity and maturity in relationships. And to go back on talking about the power of love and truth, and it has to be, they both have to be there. Love and truth have to be like intertwined together in a relationship, because if you just have truth, I can just tell you about yourself, but it ain't no love. It's gonna be hard for me to receive your truth in love. If I don't feel your love, it's gonna make it difficult. And this is the crazy thing about it, is that we know each other's sins because we experience them.
No doubt.
Nobody else outside of this, not to the level of it.
Right.
Whatever his sins are, whatever my sins are. So when I say sins, I'm talking about your anger, your bitterness, your controlling ways, all things that are not of God. We experience them firsthand right here on a very intimate level. That's how we're able to call it out, because I know it. I don't care if you're telling me that's not what I'm saying, ain't the truth. What I'm saying, that's not happening. You gotta be willing to look at what the other person is saying, because they are experiencing it. And you might not believe it is true. And some of it could be from an unhealed place, and they take everything like that. But that's what I'm saying earlier. You got to go to God and be like, is what they saying, is this like the message that you trying to send to me? And I don't see what he or she is saying. But show me through somebody else if this is what you're trying to get me to change within myself. And if it's something that God is wanting you to change at this moment, you're going to see it some way, somehow, through another experience or somebody else telling you. So and I put this on my post this morning, when love is withheld, the truth will destroy.
Mm.
When love is withheld, your truth, your opinion could destroy me. That's why you have to have them both. I gotta feel safe.
Why? Why is that? Why the truth should set you free? Why would it destroy you?
Because it will destroy you, because I don't feel the love, so I don't feel safe with you. I don't know if what you're telling me is a personal attack. I don't know if what you're telling me is just to hurt me. I don't know if what you're telling me is even the truth, because I don't feel your love. This could absolutely be just a moment you just trying to dig, you just being mean right here. I don't know if this is the truth because of how you show up, how your love looks to me, how your love feels to me. So I can't trust your truth right now. And so that's why I'm saying it can destroy you. It can absolutely destroy the inner being. And then some people their truth doesn't even feel like love. Like I know, like it. I be having these thoughts, y'all. Like, I just imagine people that are in abusive situations, and on one end, this person has some very loving ways, very loving, take care of you, provide this or provide that. But on the other side, they can be mean, they can be harsh, they putting their hands on you. It can cause, like, I think they love me, but what I'm experiencing don't feel like love. Imagine how confused that woman is, or man is, in that experience. And even if I take away the abuse part, you just being in a marriage where it seems like they love you. They say they love you, but it don't. A lot of stuff they do don't feel like love. And so in those moments, you have to communicate that. You have to share that how I'm experiencing you don't feel like love. Sometimes it's got to just be that simple. Instead of you going down the list of everything they do, it don't feel like love. And if they can't hear that, again, it goes back to some of the first questions you asked about intimacy. Mm-hmm. And that connectiveness. If I'm telling you this don't feel like love, I ain't even got to run down all the stuff that I'm going through and experiencing. That sentence alone should inspire the spouse to say, what is it? Tell me more. Like, why is it that you don't feel like love? But in a heated moment, that's going to go over the head. You got to say that kind of stuff at a peaceful time. So, truth telling. Oh, we only got a few more minutes. Truth telling. And baby asked, should we be telling nothing but the truth? And so I wrote this morning. Truth telling can be devastating. And when we see they can't handle it, our response change.
Yeah, I agree.
When your spouse shows you they cannot handle your truth, what do you think? What have you experienced happens? Or what do you see happening when someone can't?
They stop being honest. They don't be honest about everything no more. They're selectively honest.
And how does that hurt a marriage? Or
because especially because more times than not, if you're not being selectively honest, then you're probably lying about a few things. And when you're lying and the other person finds out or knows, that always hurts your marriage. There's no question a spouse can lie to a spouse, to their spouse, and they know they lying. And sometimes they say something about them. Sometimes they're confronted. Sometimes you hold the fact that you know I'm lying. I know you're lying about this. And the trust, the respect it dwindles. The more and more you lie, and the more they can't trust what you say, the lower the respect you have for them and the trust you have for them. So that's what shows up. You're not being honest no more. You're being selectively honest with your spouse now, because you feel that they can't handle it. And it may not be true. You may feel they can't, but the fact that I feel like this, me telling you the truth anyway is more helpful than hurtful.
Yeah.
No, it may hurt at that particular moment, but big picture wise, they can look back and respect the fact that you kept it 100.
Yeah, I agree with
that. They may not see it at that moment, a week, 2 weeks, a day, a month, a year, hell, who knows? But they will like, whoa, okay, I got a real one.
Yeah,
I got a real one. I got one that's going, and they look at you different. You will look at your spouse different when you know that they're going to keep it a buck with me at all times. How can you not respect someone and I know she going to be real with me? I'm like, man, this might effing hurt, but if I ask her, she'll tell me. If I ask him, he'll tell me.
I agree. And this is one of these somebody should have told me moments, because we have been there, or I'm gonna speak for Candace. What? We have been there where where I have felt like I couldn't be truthful because of the response I might get. I've seen a record, or just been in experiences where when I was truthful, I ended up getting this response. And so in my head, I'm like, well, he cannot handle me being truthful with him. And I'm going to add on to what he said, is when we see that our truth is not received, or our truth is we've tried to share it and it came back as a raw moment, or a projection, or blaming, or whatever defense mechanisms that arise when somebody's being truthful with you. It does. Some people start stuffing and hiding what they truly feel. That's going to be detrimental to your relationship, your marriage. You avoid sharing. You're going to prevent them from getting better when we avoid sharing. And then I'm just going to say all positive stuff. I ain't gonna point out nothing that will allow for them to grow. I'm just going to highlight all their positives, because they can't handle the truth of the sin or the areas that needs to be better. And that prevents spiritual growth. The moment you start doing that, avoiding what you're truly feeling, stuffing it, pushing it down, not sharing, allowing your defense mechanisms to constantly go up, you are preventing spiritual growth on both ends. And that's the benefit of marriage. Marriages causes us to spiritually grow. And like he said, this is what I would want to tell you. Share the truth regardless. If you see your spouse is lacking in the area where they are absolutely great, speak the truth as to how, because like he said, they now get, babe gonna always tell me the truth. It might hurt me, but I can bet on he got my best interest at heart. If I go to him, he gonna tell me the truth. But it's got to be, the love has to be there. The feeling of love. It has to be a safe place. Like when we work with couples, the reasons that they are able to now open up and share their truth is it feels very safe. This atmosphere that we have created feels safe, and the spouses even or significant other, because it ain't always just married people.
Right.
They're at a place and in a space where they can hear it. Because it's not full of chaos. It's not full of tension. It's not full of criticism in a negative, like it's more feel like more of a critique than a criticism. So when you have one without the other, it's not gonna be balanced. Meaning, I just have all love. I'm just gonna show you nothing but like that positive. I ain't gonna keep it real on what I really see. And then it's like I can't even trust you in that. You don't be keeping it real. You just let me be out in these streets like this, and you ain't saying nothing. You have not said anything, and I'm out here embarrassing myself. I'm out here being angry and going off on people. I'm destroying us, and you're not even saying nothing. You have to read it.
Oh, but some take it as an attack when being truthful with them.
Absolutely.
No
and
doubt.
That is absolutely Miss O. And that's why I highly recommend everybody needs to get coaching, whether you do it collectively together or more importantly, you do it by yourself. Because sometimes, and I'm going to ask you, because this is something Kurjan also brought up last week, and I think it's a reoccurring thing as well. Why are men so reluctant to, I don't care if it's watching shows that has to be relationship driven or coaching, counseling. Why are men so reluctant in that space when it comes to coaching or counseling? And I can't remember exactly what he said to you last week when y'all was doing y'all interview part, but I heard him say that, and he mentioned it to me too, asking that, what is that about?
Why are men reluctant to get coaching?
Whether it's individually or collective, what is that?
I just think most men may feel they don't need it and don't see the purpose of it for them. And I'm not saying that they're right, and please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I just think they may not see the purpose of it. They may be afraid of it. They may be afraid of what it could bring out in them, and what the road they gotta go down. They're afraid to go down that road. I'm afraid to deal with, why am I hurting in this way? Why am I acting out in this way? And I say that because I know someone who was in a relationship. I'm not going to, I got to be careful what I say to people. It was in case he's watching. Was in a relationship. His girl told him he needed counseling for whatever reason. For a valid reason, actually, because he's dealt with some serious trauma. And he went once, and he stopped going. And because I don't know why. I don't want to tell you why. But the trauma that he has experienced is real. Like, it's real to where his friends, we know, like, dude, something ain't right with you, bro. Like, for real, my brother, you dealing with something. So I'm just thinking he was afraid to deal with that hurt, that trauma. I think man may be afraid to deal with it and bring that light on them. Like, dang. Or they just feel like they don't need it. Okay, so I if I can quickly take it in two different areas. So afraid to deal with the fear. What is the fear of? That they can't handle it? What is the fear? I think that could be it, or just don't. Is it because it causes you to be vulnerable and men don't want to feel the vulnerability? I don't know. I'm assuming that is it, or when you shine a spotlight on your flaws and your mistakes, some people respond totally different to it. Some people see it and like, damn, That's real. Okay, I gotta fix that.
Mhm.
Some people get embarrassed and they get defensive. Some people get hurt. Some people see it and run out the door. I don't want to see that. I can show you yours and talk about yours, but now you showing me mine. Oh hell no, I can't deal with it.
Mhm.
So I think that's the individual thing.
Mhm.
People respond totally different when you show them or you put a spotlight on their shortcomings.
Mhm. But you're in coaching or counseling or watching something with the intent that I'm getting better.
So
That I am here to get better. And so on the other side of that, and I think that goes back to what we was just talking about earlier. I think from Miss O, your comment as men not being able to take what their woman is saying. Is that I think it is almost equivalent to the not going to the counseling or coaching. So, and men not being willing to listen to their women, because women are definitely coming for heart stuff, heart stuff. We're coming for the emotional side. We're speaking on things that are making us feel a certain way, which does cause you to look within yourself to figure out the why. So you got to be willing to tap into that part. You said a man feeling like he doesn't need the help. Do you believe men feel like that means that you got it all together? If I feel like I don't need the help, or explain that. What does that mean?
Like,
if I don't feel like I need it,
or my issue or whatever, because everybody has shortcomings. That my shortcomings are not to the point to where I gotta go seek help. Because we are. I mean, if that's the case, every single person needs to be in counseling every day, all the time.
And not every day, all the time. But everybody definitely needs counseling.
To be counseling, coaching. I mean, I would assume that. Like, I can handle it. There's nothing that I'm not gonna say I shouldn't say wrong, bad choice of words. There's nothing that's so significant. I gotta go seek outside help.
And I think that right there is why so many men are struggling in silence. A lot of times, or I have seen where it is placed on other people. Men are choosing to suffer in silence. Men are choosing to suffer in silence. Because if you, just based off what you're saying, like, I'm not that whatever, that I need to go get support. I'm gonna say support. I need to go get support, or that I can handle it myself. I think that's really the big one right there. It's this perspective. I think that's why men don't go to coaching with their significant other. We don't need no coaching. We can handle this by ourselves. But y'all been going through what y'all going through for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. If y'all can handle it by yourself, why is it not changing? If you could do it by yourself, why has it been the same for so long? So that means either you just don't want to change it, or you may not have the skills, the tools, and the awareness to change it. Or maybe the hurt and the things that you have been through makes you incapable of seeing what needs to be changed. Seeing the truth of what it is. And so, I don't know how we shift that. I think the more, I think the more men that go to counseling or coaching and speak about it, it makes it okay for another man to say, okay, if he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
So that's why I applaud all of these shows that speaks of the Black men going to get coaching. And this is my thing. If you ain't gonna go get coaching, you need to be listening to your wife. Because more than likely, she's out there. We all know more women go to church. We know more women go to conferences. We know more women are reading about self-development, self-help. But that's the power of having a wife. Because she's doing this. It may not be at the level, we all are at our different levels on our spiritual journey. Where I was 10 years ago is totally different to where the tip that I'm on now with it. And so But that's the power, that's the wisdom, that's the shift that the woman brings. Or man, because sometimes a husband can go do the work and he coming back to his wife and saying, babe, I see this. You need to go do this, and you need to go do that. Most men don't like to be corrected on what could be keeping them from being the best version of themselves, because what they are taught, what men are supposed to do or not do when it comes to relationships. Like, this is a topic I can go on. So I want to say thank you for sharing the perspective of what a man may be internally dealing with as to why he doesn't want to go. I want to tell that man that is reluctant, even when it comes to the marriage retreat that we have coming up, and your wife wants to be there, she wants to go, but you saying, no, we don't need the help, we can figure this out on our own. Or you are aware and you're not choosing to lie to yourself anymore that you do need help, you do need support. Let's understand this. It's between you and your coach and your counselor. Your awareness is simply, you going to get coaching or counseling is simply saying, I want to live this life how God created me to live it. I want to live it as the best version of myself. And if I keep it real with myself, I know this is, even if I don't tell nobody else, I know within this is what I'm experiencing. When I go and look in the mirror, this is what I see, the greatness, but I see this stuff too. And know that you can handle it. And if you think you can't handle it, understand God will never leave you nor forsake you. So if you got to take God into every coaching session, help me. Whatever come up, help me to be able to process it. Help me to be able to deal with it. And if you even took that step, you got to understand that God is doing something in your life right now. God is shifting you and elevating you. And he ain't going to put more on you than you can bear. Where you weak, he going to be stronger. You get to experience God when you choose to go through coaching or counseling, whether it's collectively or individually. So whatever these stories are you're playing in your head, and I guess I'm talking to women too that are reluctant to it as well. Whatever these stories we are telling ourselves, we are constantly hindering our growth. We are hindering where God is trying to take us. We're hindering what God is trying to do with us. Because there are moments in your life where you can see that there is a spiritual shifting going on because of what you are going through. That is the clue that God is trying to shift you. So are you going to choose to surrender, or do you keep fighting? That is the question. So, marriage retreat, October the 6th through the 8th. We will www.spiritualmarriageretreat.com. You can go. I have the bomb Q&A section. It will answer all of your questions. We did have to move the deadline up to September the 5th because September the 6th is like when everything has to be in place. And so you have until September the 5th to be a part of the retreat, just to make your marriage better, elevate your marriage, but most importantly, elevate yourself. And so that is going to be my somebody should have told me moment. So if you have not liked, follow, let me say this: like, follow, and subscribe, no matter where you're listening to. Like, follow, and subscribe. If something was said today that allowed you to take something back into your marriage or your home or into your life to shift you and make you better. All right? Peace.